Yeah. If you can, go ahead and open up the Jeep, your latest Jeep file, and make sure you've got your mixamo plugins installed. And I believe the only animations that we exported out of this Jeep file was, I think, just a turn left and a turn right. Yeah, we've got V turn left and V turn right. Oh, and a V idle, which is good. But what we're going to need is a V turn left idle and a V turn right idle. Just like Hitler. Did you guys export those last time? Do you remember doing that? Alright, so Hitler has an idle, a turn left, a turn right, and then an idle in the turn right stand, and a left in the idle left in that. So all you're going to do is you're just going to grab that steering wheel bone, and you're going to have a frame range set from 0 to 10, and you're going to rotate on frame 0. You're going to rotate that steering wheel bone. I don't know why mine is. The joint orient is all messed up, which is really weird. So what did we rotated it 60. Yeah. Is everybody's joint orient messed up? No. Y'all's is working? That's really, really strange. Huh?
Just go into your tool settings for that, and you can change your axis orientation to component.
Yeah.
World?
I think everybody's we fixed this last time, I believe. Yeah. And is everybody's looking okay? Yep. Okay. So all you're gonna do is you're just gonna rotate that to the left 60, or I think it's it's negative 60 and X. I think it's X.
Didn't we do this part already?
We didn't do this part already.
Because I have export files for this. I have the export files for this already.
For turn left idle and turn right idle?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I thought we did that before we did Hitler.
I know we did it for Hitler, but we didn't do it for the vehicle. You need separate animations for the vehicle and separate animations for Hitler.
Separate ones.
You do? If you've done it, then that's awesome. I think you guys, two of you guys were here last time and did it.
I guess so.
Yeah, so I think, Ninja, I think you guys did it last time.
Okay.
Unless I'm crazy.
Well, mine ended up being messed up, so everything I did was
Okay, are you starting with my files?
I've got Jose's actually.
Okay.
And it seems to be working fine.
Okay.
So we set the up and down, the keyframe at 0 already in the turn, or 0 on the steering wheel, set it to 10, and then do the negative.
I'll show you. Okay. So on frame 0, all I'm going to do is why is this doing this? What is going on with my file? Okay. What the hell? My file's freaking out.
That's the same thing mine was doing.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay. Well, in the view up here, the channel box, in rotate X, you can just type in -60. And then you want to set a key on frame 0. And then export this animation as V-turn left idle. So we're just setting one frame. So weird.
Smoothing grooves, bake animation.
What's that?
Smoothing grooves, bake animation.
Yeah, so just go export all, change to an FBX. And you want to make sure animation's checked on. Bake animation's checked on. Anything else you really don't need because it's just animation data that's exporting. Just animation and bake animation. And then export, and then you'll do the exact opposite. So instead of 60 on frame 0, you'll do, or instead of -60 on frame 0, you'll do 60.
Got some skin definition issues?
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Okay.
Make sure you set a key so it doesn't pop off of there. And then you'll export all again. And this one will be called V-turn right idle. And then leave the settings the same and export. And then we are done in Maya. So when you're finished with that, go ahead and open up a blank vehicle project. And Unreal 12 is fine. Yeah, this is your vehicle file without Hitler in it. We're not exporting the Hitler, we're just exporting the vehicle. Let me know when you're caught up. almost there? Okay. So for all you guys that are here, let's go ahead and get him Hitler imported. So make a new folder in content and call it Hitler. And you want to import, you should have a file in there called Hitler2 Unreal. And you just want to go ahead and import that as is with nothing in skeleton. Yeah, just with, you want to just hit import all.
Right.
Don't change the skeleton. Almost there? Alright. What is going on with your computer? Sam,
This one, whether it measures how much damage. This one I got physics installed. Mixamo.
If you're doing glass,
Don't worry about
the fracture doesn't. It's only for the fracture, but if you download the Apex, the actual software where it has you can do like the glass and shit. So I would say
It's not really that real.
You just look on it like okay.
It's like
You just do that.
Sure. It's two-story and like that for level head.
You good to go?
Walk around. It's got like
93%.
What's night? Oh, you're.
But yeah, I'm pretty much good at it.
that's actually like
Do what?
I can follow.
Okay. Okay, you guys. Let's get the vehicle imported now. Go ahead and make a new folder and call it Jeep. And inside Jeep, go ahead and import. We should have a file called Jeep2 Unreal. And in that one, you're going to change the skeleton to the vehicle skeleton. And import all. And it's going to ask you yes to all. Just go ahead and say yes to all. Yeah, if you want to.
Jeep's working.
Okay. Yeah, just hit yes to all. No. If you get stuck, just come over here. We need to get through this. Okay, everybody with me?
Failed to merge bone. Anyone get that?
Yes, hit yes to all. So one thing that's going to give us some problems is this track of stuff. So a quick way to get around that is just to grab the vehicle and shift select the gray floor and then just pull everything up. Because we need kind of some clear runway space because we're going to be testing out some stuff here. And you could even like scale out the floor even bigger. And remember, R is scale. So that way when you hit play, you just drop it down to some clear ground. Okay, good to go, everybody? Alright. So now we need to go ahead and replace the buggy with the Hitler car. I'm gonna delete this crap. Is there like a fast way to zoom in?
Scroll, hold down control and then scroll with the wheel. Or wait, no, as you're moving around, just scroll with the wheel up and it'll go faster.
Or you can just click the bar and hit.
Like,
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Sometimes when it's so little.
Or things in camera speed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Change the camera speed.
As you're moving around, just like if you scroll the wheel as you're moving, scrolling it down, it goes slow.
In the very top right corner of the
No, as
viewport.
you're moving, like hold down the right click and then you know how you move around, like the camera.
Uh,
Like with WASD, and you hold down the right click. Now hold. Okay.
oh, I got it. Okay. Oh, that's
In
cool.
the very top right corner on the viewport, that number 4.
Yeah.
Camera speed. If you raise that up, it'll all out.
Where's it at?
The very top right corner on the actual viewport.
Here. Oh, I see. I see. I see.
So, yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's perfect. Okay. Okay, so in your search, click on content, and in your search, type in blueprint. And we're looking for the vehicle blueprint. Double click that.
Vehicle animation or just vehicle blueprint?
Just vehicle blueprint. And you're going to pull that tab up into your view because we're going to be coming back to here quite a lot. And there's a bunch of mini tabs up at the top. You can close out of most of those except for the event graph. And the viewport. You want the viewport. So in the viewport, you click on that vehicle and over on the right hand side you'll see where it says mesh. You want to go ahead and change the mesh to Jeep to Unreal. And another thing we're going to do is, so let's go ahead and compile that. So up on the right hand side you see compile. Go ahead and hit compile and then go back into your main view and hit play and test it. You should have some crazy results. Don't freak out. Okay, so what we need is that's a physics issue. So just type in vehicle in your search under content, and what you're looking for is vehicle physics asset, and you want to double click vehicle physics asset. Actually, sorry, that is the wrong thing. Sorry. Yeah, we're looking for the Jeep physics asset. Yeah, so close that one. Yeah, Jeep to Unreal physics asset. There we go. Yeah, it's got all kinds of problems. Alright, so we need to simplify this. So in order for like a car to work, you pretty much need like things on the wheels that actually like match the wheels, and then you need like a box over the main part. So it kind of like uses the box over the main part to kind of gauge how big the vehicle is. On the left hand side, you have a list of physics stuff, and you'll see that like your list is like, you have like bold white things and then like just kind of standard text. The stuff that's in bold, when you click the bold stuff, like for example vehicle skeletal mesh, vehicle, and also the phys wheels, you'll see that it actually selects the physics objects. We need to clear all these out, so you can like select each one and hit delete on your keyboard. So you want to do this on vehicle scale mesh, vehicle, phys wheels, all 4 of the phys wheels, and there's one on the steering wheel too, at the very bottom. So just make sure you just delete all these. We're going to create our physics from scratch. Yeah, you could actually shift select the whole tree and then just hit delete one time. Okay. So on vehicle, if you right click on vehicle and go to new body, you can leave all these settings the same. The only thing you want to change is where it says collision geometry. Change that to a box and then hit OK.
Where are you getting new body?
If you right click on vehicle and go add box.
Oh, add box.
Yeah. Or sorry, it should just say new body.
Oh, you need to delete yours first.
And then with that selected, you can hit R and you can scale this physics box in real time. And you want to scale it so that it fits your vehicle, the vehicle shape roughly. And you can use W to move it around and stuff too. And if you look up here, you can kind of see how I've scaled it.
What settings did you use for the new vehicle body?
All you're going to do is change it to box and then hit OK. And then the next things you're going to do is control click all the phys wheels. There's 4 of them. Phys wheel BL, BR, FL, and FR. And then right click on those, new body, and you are going to create a single convex hull for those. You can do them all at the same time. And that body is called a single convex hull. And then save and test your vehicle. No.
Chris,
What's up?
I was trying to send the videos to you again for last project, and the error message read that your email doesn't exist.
Probably have the wrong email. It's double C URRA at CCD.edu. Double C URRA at CCD.edu. Just look up whatever.
Get a little blurry.
Yeah. So some of you guys will notice that the wheels are blurry. That is a post-processing effect called blur. So you can actually, in your upper right-hand corner, you'll see something that says post-process volume. If you click that, you should have a crap load of effects in here. Under settings, if you scroll down to motion blur and change the amount, click on amount and change that amount to 0 and hit play. And it removes the blur, or you can drop it to like or 0.1. We're just going to do 0. So go ahead and save this scene so far. You can just go to File, Save All. Alright, so we're done in physics, so you can close out of your physics tab. And now we need to go ahead and attach Hitler to the Jeep. So in your vehicle blueprint, go ahead and click on Add Component and Skeletal Mesh and call it Hitler. And then on the right hand side where you switch the mesh for the Jeep, you're just going to go ahead and select Hitler to Unreal, and he should pop right in. And now Hitler, you'll see something that says animation, that says use animation blueprint above that, and there's a little drop down. We need to give Hitler his own animation blueprint, so he can play his own animations and stuff. So go back into your main tab and go into the Hitler folder. And go ahead and double click on Hitler to Unreal. There's Mr. Hitler. And now what we're going to do is we're going to give him an animation. He needs an idle animation so he can be driving around in the car. So go ahead and go up to Create Asset and go to Create Animation from Reference Pose. Make sure it's in Hitler and call this animation idle. Idle. And now you're going to right click on that idle animation, re-import animation, and then go pick the idle in your idle folder, or in the folder. So mine's called H idle. Alright, and go ahead and click Save in the upper left hand corner. Go back to your vehicle go back to your main folder. And you're gonna, where it says Hitler 2 Unreal, you're gonna right click on that and go up to Create Anim Blueprint. And it's going to create a animation blueprint for Hitler. And when you're finished, just double click on that. It should auto name Hitler 2 Unreal Anim Blueprint, which is fine. Double click on it. Alright, so when you get to your anim blueprint for Hitler, you'll see this little final animation pose, and all you're going to do is just, where it says result, just left click and drag off of result to create a new node, and then you're just going to type in idle, and it's going to see play idle, and then just hit compile, and you'll see he's playing his idle. So basically what we're saying here is we want Hitler to just basically be playing his idle all the time. And they should be connected like this. You should see these like lines with these balls going into it. So now back in your vehicle blueprint, you can now select the specific animation blueprint we just created, which is Hitler 2 Unreal Skeletal Anim Blueprint. And as soon as you select that, he will be in his idle. Do what now? And now the only other thing is you need to rotate him 90 degrees. So if you hit E, he should rotate. And when you rotate him, since we exported him out of Maya and like shifted him forward when we did our stuff, he should pop right into place. And the last step we're going to do here, since we need to focus on like his hands and making sure he's steering correctly and stuff, you have two cameras in the vehicle animation blueprint. You have a third-person camera and a first-person cam. I'm just going to grab that first-person cam and move it forward, up, and looking down at Hitler. So if you are playing the game and you hit tab, it's going to switch to this camera so we can really focus on what's going on with his hands and stuff. Make sure he's doing everything he's supposed to be doing. And then you're done, you can hit compile and play, and then while you're in the game, you can hit tab and see what's going on. See how close I get to him. Good over there? Cool. everybody good to go? Alright, cool. Okay, cool. So now that we got Hitler in the car driving around, everything's all good, we need to give Hitler some more animations. So go ahead and go back into your Hitler 2 Unreal Skeleton, which is the animation editor. Does anybody know what this is called, the animation editor for Unreal? I think it's called, it's not Matinee. They have a name for it. I can't remember what it's called, but something like that. Anyway, okay, so what we need to do is from this idle, when you have idle selected, go up to create asset again, create animation, and you want to do this from current pose. And in here, we're going to call this turn R. And then go ahead and do the same thing again. So I'm going to create all my animations first, then import them. So I'm going to click on idle again, then create animation from current pose. This one's going to be turn L for turn left. And I always try and like abbreviate everything because it's just a lot faster and less characters. So then from turn L, you're going to go create asset, create animation from current animation. And what that means is at the end of the animation, play this animation. So this one's going to be turn L idle. Does that make sense? And then you're going to do the opposite on turn right. So you're going to select turn right, create animation from current animation, and this is going to be called turn R idle. Okay, and then we're gonna the one cool thing about Unreal is actually you can like duplicate animations, and then you can like basically if you have an animation selected on the left hand side where it says rate scale, if you change that rate scale to -1, it'll play the animation in reverse. So for example, we wouldn't need to when he turns right and he's idling, he needs to turn back to idle. So we can just duplicate turn right and flip the rate, and it'll reverse the animation. So instead of us having to like re-export those animations, we just duplicate them and reverse them. So if you hit save and go into your content browser now under Hitler, you'll see all those animations that you just created. And for example, turn R, if you right click on turn R and go to duplicate, you can name this turn R reverse. And you want to do the same thing for turn L. So right click on that, duplicate, and then turn L reverse. And if you go back into your animation viewer, you'll now see all those animations. And on turn L reverse and turn R reverse, you want to change the rate scale to -1.
whenever you change one, it changes them all.
You know, you double click them. And then go through and right click on each one of those animations and do re-import animation and from the folder where all your animations are. And for the reverses, just import the regular ones. Alright, everybody getting there? I know it's a lot of animations. Actually, everybody good to go? Still importing? Okay. Okay, so now this part's a little tricky. Basically, in our vehicle, or in our event graph for your vehicle, we're going to call these animations in here. The problem is it doesn't let you call animations directly in here. You have to call them as an animation montage. And so also animation montages are pretty cool for allowing you to like combine different animations and like tell certain sections of the animation to loop and stuff. And anyway, I'll show you kind of what I mean here. So the first thing we're going to do is we need to create an animation montage of this idle here. So if you click on that idle, right click on it and go to Find in Content Browser, it'll show the idle in the content browser, and go ahead and right click on that and go to Create Anim Montage and just let it name it what it's supposed to name it, or its default name there. Alright.
Did you just shift select them all and do that?
Well, we need an animation montage for turn left reverse, and turn right reverse. So I've never tried to create multiple. Oh, that works.
I was just asking because I saw your other project and I thought you were already did.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so we need montages for idle, turn left reverse, turn right, and turn right reverse. So when you're finished, go back into your Hitler animation viewer and double click on the idle montage. And there's a button in idle montage called Create Default. So once you create a section or a montage, you have to click Create Default, and it will like create it. And default is basically like, so if you look where the animation is in green, it says idle. Above that it says default. What that means is that's where it's going to start, essentially. Okay. Now on turn left, what we want is, I'm going to show you how it's set up in my other project here. We want default. You can right click on those tabs and go to new montage section, and what we want is we want it to start in default on turn left. Oh, let's turn left reverse, sorry. It starts at turn left, and when it's done it's going to end at idle, turn left idle. And you can drag animations into there, I believe, or right click and go add new section. But we want that top one to be loop, so we want it to, and I'll show you how to get that. So I'm going to double click on turn L montage, and then I'm going to right click below it, and I'm going to go new montage section. Actually, sorry, I'm going to drag in where it says the animation for turn left idle, the green one. So you drag that in, and now where it says default to the right above that, I can right click and go new montage section, and I'm going to call that loop. And there's a little green line, and you can drag that little green line to the beginning of where you want it to loop. Yeah, where the two animations meet. Alright, that actually set up perfectly. So as you scroll through the animation, so he's going to turn left and then he's going to idle there, and it's going to hold that idle until we tell it to do otherwise. Pretty cool. So now do the exact opposite with the turn right montage. God. No. So once you're done creating that, you need to do the reverse montages. So the reverse montages start off and they play the reverse animation, and then their looping section is the idle animation. Does that make sense? Not too complicated, right? At some point, yeah. Probably now. Yeah, make sure you hit save in the upper left hand corner when you're done. So montages are pretty cool. You can set up like strings of animations and then like you can also call these sections in code or in Blueprint. So like if you have a guy like swing a sword, you can tell him to like if you had like a combo, you could like tell him to swing a sword and like hold there until the player presses another input. Then he would do this, player presses another input, do this. You know what I'm saying? Do all kinds of cool stuff. Okay. So we got animations for Hitler. Let's go ahead and get some animations for the vehicle. So go into your Jeep folder and double click on Jeep 2 Unreal. And in the animation section we need idle. I actually don't think we need idle, but we'll create it anyway. We need idle, turn left, turn right, and we need basically all the ones for Hitler.
From reference?
Yeah, so we'll create them one at a time here. So create asset, create from, actually this one would be current pose. It's called idle, and you want to put that in your Jeep folder, and then right click on that idle. I'm sorry, make sure the idle's selected and create asset, create animation from current pose, and this one will be turn L. then from idle, create animation from current pose, turn R, and make sure these are in your Jeep folder, of course. And then from turn R, create asset, create animation from current animation. And this one will be turn R idle. Oh crap. And do the same thing for turn L. So create asset animation from current animation, turn L idle. And then in your content browser, we want to, oh, did we do the reverses yet? So from turn L, create asset, create animation, and this one be from current animation. Yeah, so there's turn left and then there's turn left reverse. Turn left reverse would start, I mean, actually, you know what? Yeah, you're right. So from turn L idle, right? So from turn L idle, you can do from current pose, and you want to call that turn L reverse. And from turn R idle, create animation from current pose, turn R reverse. And now go ahead and create the montages for idle, turn left, and the reverses. So you go back to your content folder, click idle, control click, turn L, turn R, and the reverses. Right click, create, and a montage. And now go ahead and import your animations. remember for the reverses, you change the right scale to -1. And you got to double click them.
We changed the rate scale in the montage and in the.
No, not the montage. And go ahead and set your montages up like Hitler was set up.
Did you make the idle montage?
Yeah. Do them just like Hitler. See, you can't call animations in the event graph. You can only call montages. Isn't this fun? Remember to click on, well, doesn't matter. You guys good to go? Getting close?
How are we setting up the montages?
just like how we had Hitler set up.
Okay.
Did you get that?
No, I couldn't follow along with Hitler, so I didn't quite understand.
Okay. Well, so for example, in you have, so in your idle montage for Hitler, all you do is click create default, and what it does is it makes the default track idle. For turn left, you drag in turn left idle on the right hand side
Okay.
and create a new montage section and call that loop, and then drag the little green line over to where it's in between the two. And from the turn left reverse, you drag idle in and make that the looping section, and then drag the little green line in between them. And then do the opposite for turn right and turn right reverse. Remember, I'm recording this, so. Hey, you guys ready? You guys good to go?
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's do the real fun, which is the blueprinting stuff. So go ahead and go into your event. Make sure you hit save on your vehicle and save on Hitler in your animation stuff, so it saves your changes. And in the vehicle blueprint, so go ahead and go to the vehicle blueprint event graph, and you're going to focus on where it says movement control. And we're just going to look at how this car's set up here. So WSAND, or WASDA, basically you have, all we're going to focus on right now is input access move right. Right now we have move forward and we have move right and a handbrake. Well, where the hell is move left? So what we're going to do is we're going to go and see how their inputs are set up here, and how the heck they set this damn vehicle up. So go to edit project settings and scroll down to input, and now there's something called axis mappings. And you'll see we have move forward, move right, but no move left. So if you expand move right, you'll see that move right and move left are actually controlled within within here, within this axis mapping called move left or move right. So what we want to do is we want to hook Hitler turning left and Hitler turning right to A and D. So we need to like split this off and create a move right, move left. So where it says axis mappings, click on the plus, and it makes a new one at the bottom. And go ahead and rename that to move left. And that is going to be A on the keyboard. And you'll need to remove it from move right. Where the heck did A go? Hang on a second here.
It's always been the same?
It's always been the same.
What's in it? Oh, they never said the last name?
Well, I mean, they just never said who's.
Okay, so
Oh, that they never said. No. I was like, they waited that long to get there.
all right, so messed up here. We need to add that back.
Oh, what?
So, sorry. It's okay. It's good practice. So, yeah, so in move right, so go ahead and delete move left. You don't need that anymore. And then, and then add A back and give it a value of -1. We want to add this in action mappings above. We want to add a turn right and a turn left in action mappings. And right will be D, and left will be A. Okay, and in the in your event graph here, what we want to do is disable the input access move right. So if you hold Alt on your keyboard and you click the nodes here, it will disable them. So it will cut that. Does that make sense? So if you hold Alt and click where the lines start, it'll cut that cord. So you don't want this connected. All right, now to the left of that, we're going to create this tree here. It's not that bad. And so basically what this tree is doing here is it says we have an input action turn left that we created and an input action turn right. And it all stems from vehicle movement, and they all plug into each other here. And you want to do this to the left. So here's my vehicle movement control. Just go ahead and do this off to the left. And I'll go ahead and put this up here. if any of you guys need help with blueprints,
Just come over and
you can take a picture of it.
Yeah, it's easier to read.
And I'm listing the animations on the right hand side for these 4 boxes here, the montages, in order. So that may help you out. You get it? Okay, cool. You get it? Okay.
And then when you're getting off that player, you have to turn off conflicts.
And then Nathan, I'll tell you this. So these are the montages for Hitler, but from these can also be the steering wheel. Make sense?
Oh, so you want to pass that from montage in?
So I won't have the Hitler.
Oh, and then montage use that.
Yeah, so Hitler's the mesh.
Okay.
And then that is get animation instance. And actually, if you move over, so so you've got vehicle movement. It's not there. You gotta go back over there. So just type in get anim instance. There you go. And then the target drag off. Actually, what you can do is you can grab Hitler. Oh, you
I don't have that.
Oh, okay, so click add component and skeletal mesh. Skeletal mesh, and then type in Hitler. Yep, hit enter. And now over here, you want to make that Hitler.
Right.
Oh, you haven't gotten it.
Because my Hitler is
Sure.
read only.
So just pretend it's Hitler. So you can
Okay.
drag this in. Drag this in. There you go. And then you can kind of bounce it back. Makes sense? So you're just there's other stuff to the right you can copy. So you can copy and paste nodes. Control C and Control V. So yeah, Control C and Control V allows you to copy and paste nodes. And then from these four, these are the Hitler animations. You need to drag off that node right there and do steering wheel montages.
Okay. So
Hitler rotator will rotate the steering wheel montages.
Slice it on, let's see. Nah, just select whatever you want and proceed.
how do I get the montages to pull up?
So watch this.
Okay.
So you can select all four of these, Control C, Control V, and you can drag these into here. Am I doing this right, Nathan? And then you just change the name of that montage. Oh, actually,
Hitler should be first and then car, right?
you can't. So this is all pulling from Hitler mesh. We need this to pull from Hitler vehicle. Sorry about that. So were you able to find the steering wheel animations in there?
Yeah,
So-
I was able to find car and Hitler.
You were? Yeah, no, this is only pulling the Hitler animations. Because it's got to pull from the mesh, which would be car.
Oh yeah, that's all I have to pick from. Yeah.
We go to add component and bring in the sheet, the workshop, whatever.
If you drag, so you're in the vehicle blueprint, so where it says mesh up at the top, you drag that.
Oh yeah, you
Mesh inherited.
Yeah, you can reference yourself. I don't even think you need to have that mesh, right?
You
If
don't?
Take off the mesh, it should just reference itself.
Okay. Oh, self. Okay. It may complain.
But right. Yeah, I'm sorry, mesh was right. It won't.
It won't?
Yeah, so you just click mesh and just drag it down or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, weird.
So this needs to connect in somehow. So these would be the steering wheel ones. How do we connect this into, we need to attach this to vehicle movement. So we have vehicle movement here. So out of these steering inputs, they need to plug into here. So I guess,
I have them connected.
so these would just go into here.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. Boom.
Although I don't know if there's more stuff with it. Whenever I press play, it's really weird.
Is it not working when you press play?
It's like right and left, I think, turn right.
Right and left and right. Did you change the these values? So the top one should be -1, then 0, then 1, then 0.
I don't know if it's just mine, but I don't know.
Let me see what you got.
Yeah, she left turn. Yeah, so left turns left and right turns left.
Left turns left and right turns left?
Maybe turn that 0 to 1.
Right. Is that playing his animation?
Yeah.
Is he playing animations on here?
Let me see. I'm going to disable these. The only other thing I have in here is, but I don't know if this is doing anything. In the in Hitler's animation blueprint,
Oh, I found it.
under this may be it actually. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
But this is in the event graph. Basically what it's doing is this may be it. So what it says is you can call Hitler and it casts his animations to the vehicle blueprint.
Could you go back to that?
Yeah. I thought he had a
What's
state.
that target turning radius?
It's a variable. It's a variable called turning, so you can add that. Or actually, I think it's already exists.
Oh, do you just have to expose it?
It's in your. Yeah.
Where is it?
in my
Vehicle blueprint?
in the vehicle blueprint under game, under variables, there's turning radius.
I don't have it.
You don't have that?
I don't have B is low friction in reverse.
Go ahead and click turning radius. Oh, this is what we need. Create a variable under game and call it turning radius and give it and it's a float variable, and you want to make the value range -1 and 1. I think this should do it. I don't think that stuff in the anim blueprint actually does anything. Did that do it?
No. Oh, but I haven't done it.
Do you need that screen back up, Nathan?
Nah. Turn off complex sensitivity.
Yeah.
Okay. On that set turning, how do you get turned as your variable? Oh, yeah.
You can go to variables and go to plus.
Make one.
Yeah.
And what's the range on that?
There's nothing. Turning radius is already set, but turning is just nothing. It just plugs into this turning value.
That's much easier. Why don't you tell me how to do that right now?
What, drag?
Drag and drop one.
Oh, I didn't realize it was so good. Chill thing.
Yeah.
Isn't working?
Mine's still burning.
Yeah, mine is.
Is it working now?
Nope, still turning.
Only one direction.
Turn left montage.
What is the error setting? It is property exception of turning radius cannot be found. Show it again. No. Now show your vehicle blueprint.
Oh, yeah, I didn't add that stuff.
Expose it. Click that eyeball. Maybe. Compile. Go to this thing. No. Yeah. No, I think you, is there this thing wasn't compiled? Oh wait, okay, so I fixed it by changing 0 to 1.
Okay. So this is the 0.
Well, no. It's like fighting. Whenever I press right, it's like trying to turn left and right at the same time. Oh wait, no.
Oh, we need it. Okay, this is why it's not playing. If you click on the anim graph, you need to make sure that the state machine is connected to the slot default slot, which is going to be in your and it needs to look like this, where it says anim graph, and I can explain it. This is a slot, and in your animations, if you click on montages, you'll see there's something in here called default slot. So all of them, like, they get called through these slots. So you have to create this slot here. So you just right click and type in slot.
What happened if it said like play idle before?
That's in the state. This is the anim graph.
Oh, weird. Okay, I did that in this.
So basically, down here at the bottom, so you have event graph, you have anim graph, and then the state.
I don't have state.
Oh,
I've been doing this all inside the anim.
yeah. So click on anim graph. That's another thing that's missing. Okay, see where it says new state machine?
We don't have it. Oh, I have like a oh, we're gonna do that. Yeah, not this just inside the screen. It's been there since the first day. It's weird.
How's that even possible?
I want to know where he started. Can you right click on the tabs?
I've always had anim graph, new state machine. Is there a drop down on, like, to the left of anim graph? Can you open anim graph?
Yeah, I have that.
Right click,
Mine under.
right click open. So my anim graph looks like this.
Could you click your window drop
Make a new state machine. Right click and go new state machine. In your anim graph, right click and type in add new state machine. And then add this default slot. You can just type in default and the slot will come up, and connect the state machine to the slot, and then connect that to your animation pose. And then inside your state machine, so Nathan, look up here. Double click your state machine, and in here drag off entry, and call it state. And then if you double click on state, that should be your play idle. So in that screen looks like this. Yeah, so double click on state, and then that should look like this. Is he playing the animations?
He's playing animations, but the idle loop doesn't loop.
The idle loop. So check your montages.
It's almost as like it needs a release function. Like as soon as I turn right, it won't stop turning right, even if I let go.
Oh,
I don't have that problem.
I'm having it.
I can only turn one direction.
there's a where is that? There's a checkbox in play idle where it says loop. Make sure that's not checked. So click, highlight. Is that checked? It shouldn't be checked.
Okay, so I fixed it so it's not turning all the time, but now I can turn. I feel like the reason it's doing the same thing is because regardless of like turn left, the inputs are the same as turn right, you know what I mean? Shouldn't these be completely different than these right here?
Yeah, they're working. Pretty sure. So that's set to
Oh, I'm dumb. Like, just change that to one.
Nathan.
No.
Dude, why are you ruining this for me? Why are you ruining this?
That's what happens when one person copies.
You're not
Okay.
supposed to know.
Oh yeah, we got it.
So
So I can turn left and right.
tab.
Right? Oh, dude.
So your steering is different than mine. Because mine's got the game switch here.
You see he gets to the thing, but he doesn't actually keep it.
Oh yeah, he doesn't hold it.
So we would do something in the montage.
Go to montages. Right. Do you have a 0 and a 1 down here?
Yeah. Oh, you loop, like on the next section underneath that stuff, you loop to different
It's
colors.
green. Yeah, I think the way you do that, you click create default and you click loop and click loop. Yeah, that's what you do.
What?
All right, watch my my mouse here. This was a step I forgot. Sorry guys. click loop. So click create default, so they've all turn green. Then click loop, then click loop. Aha!
You do that for a whole thing.
Yeah, you got to do it for everything. Unfortunately.
That did it? Nah, he's turning the wrong way, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
So I think the way this works is if you go to your animation montages again, so this plays, so we're playing turn left and then we're playing turn left. Yeah. Did you just work with it? Okay, cool. It was the state machine stuff and then the loop stuff.
Yeah. I glanced over it.
I can't see that far, man.
Did you catch all that?
Still trying to. I have to go back to the video and figure out how to do the montages.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop this recording because we got it. It only took 3 hours.